Hey guys, I'm just here with my application notes app today, and what it is basically to help people make notes, and you can also sign up for the application, and you could edit the account information, add new notes, edit your account information and such. So let's get to it. So if I press start, it's going to lead me to this login page, and it asks for your email and your password. So for example, let's use something that's not in the database. That's an unknown user, basically. Karen at rtc.edu. The password will put on hello world. So that's not going to be a known user in the database, so it's not going to find that. And if we press login, it's going to say unknown user. Now let's try to use something that's in the database. So for example, SpongeBob at bikinibottom.com, and the password for that was I am SpongeBob. And it logs me right in. Notice how at the welcome page it says SpongeBob. Welcome SpongeBob. And here the first link label, it's going to be an add notes. So it's going to prompt you for the description, the deadline, that has this task been created, and a date of completion. And also behind it, there's also a block of code that actually adds when it was created, so the date and time it was created, just that the user can see that. So description will put down like this is SpongeBob. Deadline we'll put down 20. Has this task been created? We'll put no. Notice how if I put down no, date of completion, this date time picker becomes disabled. If I hit yes again, it's going to become enabled. So we'll put yes. Friday, February 13th, we'll put down 21. And it'll prompt me for the title of this note. SpongeBob notes. So if I hit cancel, it's going to say please enter a title for this note. So if I hit OK, with that being no, it's going to say please enter a title for this note again. It's going to catch that. SpongeBob notes. Note added. Cancel is going to bring us right back to the main page. So see all notes. So it's going to say this aggregate right here. It's going to say you currently have one note created, and that's SpongeBob note. So if I click on what's inside of this combo box, the mouse trigger event is going to show that note inside this rich text box. The title is right here, the SpongeBob note, description, this is SpongeBob, date of creation, deadline, has this task been completed? Yes, date of completion, which was just now. So if you hit cancel, it's going to bring us right back to this main application. So account information. So the full register name is going to be SpongeBob SquarePants. Here's the phone number, 425-567-7894. Email address, that's basically your login right there. Your user ID or whatever. SpongeBob at bikinibottom.com. If you hit cancel, it's going to bring us right back to this homepage again. Edit account information. So enter first name, we'll put down Sandy Chicks. Let's see. Now, if I try to add another phone number that already exists in the database, that is not my email, but another person's email. So we'll try 206-778-0559. So that phone number exists in there, and we'll also try markmom56@yahoo.com. That's an existing email inside the database. So hello world will be the new password. And I'll say another number has this phone number already, and I'll also say this another number has this email already. So you can't add those. So we'll try like 456. 1, 2, 3, 4. Insert new email address. We'll just stick with the same one. SpongeBob at bikinibottom.com. So let's say that your account information has been updated. So it refreshes the main menu, and instead of saying welcome SpongeBob, it'll say welcome Sandy. So you can also access the account information page by going edit information. Once you cancel, it's going to bring you right back to the main menu. Alright, so if we sign out, and if you want to register, don't have an account, click this link label right here. So first name, we'll put down Squidward Tentacles. This phone number, again, we'll use that same phone number that existed. It's not gonna like it, and it'll complain. Choose a password, hello world, and it's gonna give me 3 messages. Phone number already exists, email in use. So we'll try to use another phone number. Actually, hi world. So phone number already exists, email in use, and also password mismatch. That's why it wasn't 3, because I put on the same password for the reinsert password text box. So we'll use another phone number. So this one is going to be 897-0567. Email will be squidward@bikinibottom.com. Password hello world. Welcome to Notes application. It'll bring you to this page that basically says thank you for signing up with us, and please use this page right here to log in. So Squidward Tentacles at bikinibottom.com. Hello world. So welcome Squidward, add a note, see a note. So it's gonna say 0 notes because I just created that user. With a cancel. And adding notes. Squidward is in the house. Deadline is going to be Feb 27th. Has this task been created? Has this task been completed? No. Let's save. Squidward Tentacle. Okay, note has been added. We'll cancel. See all notes. And you have 1 note created. Squidward Tentacle and such. So your account information again. Squidward Tentacles, phone number, email address. Edit your account information, and so on. So we sign out and let's exit the application. So one thing I was having trouble with during this process was how to make the validations for like what if this email already exists, what if this phone number already exists for the registration page. So I turned out to figure that out, and the code for that was actually right here. Let's see where it is. So check for email. So here's the check for phone number. So initially you will put down create procedure, then the name for that procedure, and then you would have the characters. So I'm gonna be taking phone number in, and it say varchar 20, and then I'm gonna have a return value of varchar 20 as an output. So what I put down here is basically if select all fields from person information where phone number, this is the field right here. If the phone number inside the table person information equals the phone number that I'm going to be taking in, then return this value right here. But if it doesn't exist, then return 0. So how I did that in C#, in my middle tier, pull up my middle tier here and all the way down there. Okay. So it's my phone number. Will be right here. So you open the connection. The connection is going to be NACon, and then here's the store procedure and the store procedure name. First, you want to clear your parameters. After you clear your parameters, you add your parameters. So the first parameter is going to be phone number, and that's going to be taking it into SQL Server. And then your second parameter, well, at least my second parameter, is going to be the output parameter, which grabs it out. So then scmd.execute non-query, and then basically I'm going to be returning an int. So then I'll be casting the value of SQL that's coming out of SQL Server to be a string, and I'll return that value. And so, registration page, and in my form registration page, I will be taking in those values. So, if E value, so if P value, that's basically the return value from middle tier. If P value equals 0, and all these validations right here, then you can add that record. But if P value equals 1, 2, 3, 4 as a string, then it'll say phone number already exists. And the email, validating the email is pretty much the same thing. Another problem that I had was since there are no sessions in C# like there is in ASP, how do I add this record into that person's account? So I thought to myself, what if I can pass this value from one form to another? So that turned out to work, because if you go to the login page, login page CS. So what I basically did right here, let's see. What was it on? I'm pretty sure it was in my main menu. Let's see. But yeah, what I basically did was like, what I basically did is that if you log into your account email, it's going to capture that value. So it's going to find that value in SQL Server, capture the member ID that has that email, and then it'll basically pass it to another form like it did in the main menu. So notice how this form takes in a string ID. So that ID is basically the member ID, or you could say the unique key, primary key that's being passed around. And so that's how I use that to get my value. That's what I use to get my values off of SQL Server. And that's pretty much it. It makes the user think that they're logged in, but pretty much they're not. It's just passing around the fields again.